as far as charging too much, that's all based on the client. It's all based on what the client value. So somebody might be like, you charge too much, but it might ain't even that you charge too much. It's the fact that what's up, Eugene? What's happening? Appreciate it, man. You know it's always love with you. Uh, it's all about the client. The client chooses whether you charge too much. And charging too much, major, what's happening? And charging too much is basically saying, I I don't want to pay that. Which is cool. But it's so many barbers out here. It's barbers everywhere, man. It's barbers. It's a lot of barbers. So it's not nobody. It sounds crazy when you say somebody charge too much because you can go somewhere where they don't charge. They charge what you want to pay. I charge you when you tell somebody they charge too much. It's like you saying you robbed me. You basically robbing me. Ain't nobody can't rob you when you are willing to pay for something. Like if you're willing to pay this price, it's obvious that you find value in the client. I mean, in the barber, you find value in the service of the barber, and the barber finds value in the service that he's rendering. If you don't believe in yourself as a barber and you don't find value in yourself as in your service, you might do charge too much because you questioning yourself. I don't question myself. I feel that this is what I'm worth because I know where I came from. I know where I started. I know where I'm at today. I don't compare myself to no other barbers. It's cold barbers in the city. They know who they are. I mean, and I would hope everybody would think they one of the coldest barbers in the city, you know. However, I think it's more of people got to look at, it's not that somebody charges too much. It's about what you can afford. What you find value in is what you can afford. Whatever you find value in. Some people value different things. Some people complain about, some people, what's up, hey, what's happening? That's my always cutting youngin'. So look, man. If you can't afford it, doesn't mean this ain't no pun intended either. It ain't saying that you ain't got no money. What can't afford it is basically saying you find value in different things. Some people will sit and smoke all day. They'll smoke up the price of what their haircut costs. So you cool with smoking up $100. You smoke $100 a day or even more, but you can afford that. However, you can't afford to cut. So then you say the barber charged too much. It don't add up right because the same thing, like I was in the street too. I did the same thing that a lot of people. I mean, a lot of us been in the street, you know. So we sold this is a conversation that we can go on and on with for eons and forever when it comes to the barber. You know what I mean, barber game. Look, so you sell what you sell in the street. You do what you do. But then you would turn around and try to cut somebody else short. That's crazy, man. How you do that? How you hustle every day? You could buy the shoes you want. You could buy the designer you want. When you go into Saks Fifth, or when you go to that car lot, you ain't going in there telling them that they charge too much. That just sounds crazy, man. It's not that nobody charges too much. I don't care if you was a trash barber and your price is up. I still don't consider it you charging too much. And the reason why I don't is because the clients that want to fuck with you, that's who you need to be focused on. Don't worry about who don't want. The people that say you charge too much aren't your clients. That's it. They don't find value in your work. They looking for a cheap way out. They want to go they want to go put their money in the hands. All facts, yeah. Hey, I think your number's still in the DM. I got you. Yeah. If it ain't, send it to me again real quick. I'll call you in just a second after I get off of here. Well, yeah, man. You choose to afford what you want to be able to afford. That house don't cost too. That house The people that selling their house, they don't charge too much. They just charging it. They just put a price on it for the people that can afford it. I mean, that's what it is. That's how it works. Now, if you feel like somebody got you after the service, then you could say somebody may have charged you too much because you ain't the shit. You know what I mean? You ain't satisfied. You cannot say somebody charged too much that never cut your hair. And then if they did cut your hair and you still aren't satisfied, however, you still keep coming back, that's another situation too. It's evident that they don't charge too much. Because you got to remember when barbers basically set their price, when you set your price as a barber, a lot of the times it's because you know where you came from, you know what you know where the work you put in. Shit, I put a lot of work in. You know, I'm in the 40 club. You dig what I'm saying? I'm 40 pretty much. I've been cutting hair since I was 13. Man, if you think that I've been cutting hair all this damn time and I'm about to be charging, I don't charge what everybody else charge. I charge what I charge, and they charge what they charge. Some people charge more, some people charge less. However, it's determined by what they feel that they have learned, the time I put in, shit, the classes I took, all that. Like, you got people that's still in debt from barber school. Think about that. You got people that's still paying money to barber school. So you can't tell nobody what they supposed to charge. I don't care where it's at, none of that. Will, what's happening? You can't tell nobody what they supposed to charge, man. This is a whole, and Will, you talked about this. But we can talk about this forever. Clippers, school, time. Somebody just feel like they supposed to be able to come through and be like, hey man, you know, I want to pay this. You can't come to me and tell me what you want to pay. They don't work that way. If you charge too much as a barber, you wouldn't have no clients. You can't have clients and charge too much. So if you do got clients, you don't charge too much. So don't let nobody trick you out of that shit. Don't let nobody trick you out of that, because it's either they feel like they being robbed or they gonna rob you. Either they feel like they being robbed or they gonna rob you. Somebody feel like they being robbed. But I'm not in this for to get caught up in, you know, this is not an emotional type thing. Emotion should not be involved in this. They say, I just don't like that barbers charge a lot, but they cover it up with black spray. That's why I don't get it, because I want to see if they can really cut. Look, as far as the black spray and enhancements and barbers throwing that into their pricing, I'm going to say this. When a barber is cutting your hair, the first thing he's supposed to do is the haircut. Yeah, exactly. The first thing, it's called enhancements. The first thing they're supposed to do is the haircut. The haircut, boom, lay the foundation, cut there. Everything else is to enhance the cut. That's all it is to enhance the cut. And look at it like this. When people was riding around with regular cars, they ain't had no rims on them. Then somebody put rims on them. Then everybody else started putting rims on their cars. That's what made the car, or whatever car it is, hot at the moment. It's what the times is. So now some people go crazy with the black spray and all that. Some people just overdo it. However, it's called enhancement. You know, like them wheels. They threw them rims on there. Now you got you say you got a Hyundai, but you done went through, you done cut the wheel well, and you done put some 30s on a Hyundai. That's like somebody painting your head, like you just got painted like that. That's just excessive. Like you just went way overboard. Now, those that do use enhancements and apply that into their pricing, you can't knock them for that. Because people are getting haircuts and they're flipping through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. They flipping through all that, and they have the bar is set for what a good cut look like. So if you see a cut that got enhancements, but then you go to a barber and tell them you don't want enhancements, it's not going to look the same. I don't care what nobody says. If you sitting on Instagram or all these social networks and you feel like the barber that you watched, you want your hair cut like this barber, he might just be better with enhancements than somebody else. He might know how to, finesse it to where, it benefits his clients. Don't get caught up in, don't think you about to go to the barber shop, man. They just about to cut you with no enhancements. However, you're going to come out with an enhanced looking cut. No, it's not going to happen. It's not. Because somebody that know how to use enhancements, they going to lay the foundation of the cut. And when them enhancements wear off, you still going to be able to see the lines. Basically the foundation of the cut. Yeah, now we're going to talk about that too, Will, the pushback. So you still going to be able to see the cut. This thing, if somebody don't apply enhancements to your head, you go take a shower, wash, and all that. That person that left the shop and kept his enhancements, now when you go out to the club, you looking at him like, damn, his shit crispy. However, he got enhancements. So that's what the enhancement game is, man. It's like, and it's an argument, it's a debate forever about the black spray and the paint, all that. This is all about how you do it. Because I use enhancements. Sometimes I don't use enhancements. However, the clients that I have, they want enhancements. I cater to the demand of the client. And I like to, you want to make it look natural. That's what it's all about. Enhancements is all about making it look natural. That's all. And yeah, barbers do charge. Barbers is charging. It ain't even a lot. Barbers just charging what they feel like they worth. That's all it is. The barber game changed. You know how you know the barber game changed? And this is another thing why barbers can charge what they charge. Everything that's going on around the world, I ain't gonna say everything, but a lot of things that's going on around the world, how many days do enhancements last? That depends on the barber. See, that's another thing. Yeah, as far as what they last, everybody use different things. I don't use Beijing because I feel like that looks like real like paint. But some barbers are good with Beijing. That's just not what I do. Mine lasts about a week. I give it about a week. I say about a week. And this is just me asking my clients. I ain't heard too many people talking about they enhance the last 2 weeks. So you probably get I say you get about 4 to 6 days. 4 to 6 days, depending on how you taking care of it. You definitely getting up out of 2 or 3 days. You should be, you still rocking. But that's the thing about it. It's just to enhance the cut. It's to enhance the cut, not the duration of the cut, though. And another thing is, like Will said, Will Barber, Will 1106 said, like, that pushback. Now, you got some clients that are light up front. So if you light up front, the only way you actually gonna get crispy if somebody take it back some. That's after getting out the shower. I got clients that go get in the shower, they want the enhancement. So when they go get in the shower, you know what they do? They put a do-rag on. You feel what I'm saying? See, okay, my client just said his enhancement lasts about 6 days for him. So everybody does, when they leave here after they got enhancements, they doing their due diligence to take care of whatever. They want their hair to look a certain way for a certain amount of time. So when they get in the shower, they might throw a do-rag on or throw something over their head. Or if they don't, some shower and they still might have, it's still there to an extent. I think sometimes as clients, y'all might feel like we got to make miracles happen. Like I was just saying, like if you light up front, you're gonna need some enhancements. Otherwise, that barber gonna push you back some. He gonna push you back to the darker line because he feel like you want to be crispy. Now, if you don't want to be crispy and you just want him to lighten you up, like, so now you gotta, it's not gonna be a crispy cut. You gotta balance it out. It gotta make sense. That's all it is. It just gotta make sense. If you know you light up front, you know you might need enhancements. And if you don't need enhancements, you should be cool with the fact that the man next to you, when you walk past him, he crispy as hell, and you like, nah, I don't want mine pushed back, and I don't want enhancements. So just lighten me up front. Okay, well, it's not, okay, that's cool. Just make that clear with your barber. Because your barber, he wants you to walk out because you're a representation of him. You're a representation of him, so he wants you to be crispy. He don't want you to walk out edge up looking dusty like, damn, did you even got an edge up? Some people hair grow like that. If you don't, you know, I don't even like use the word pushback. However, if you don't get them, you don't hit that line where it's darker at, it ain't gonna look crispy. So you gotta remember, you are the billboard for the barber. You the billboard for the barber. And if your barber is charging too much, and you might need to go to a different barber. And the reason why I'm saying that don't mean that he might not be charging too much to somebody else. Somebody else might be feeling like they might value that work. They might want what you don't want. So they gonna be paying for that. So that's not too much for them. That's all. That's how that works. Value is like they say, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Value lies in the perspective of the client. Look, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and value lies in the perspective of the client. Every client got a different perspective on what they consider to be value. I do hair units. That's another thing. I do hair units. So I don't cut kids. I cut my son that y'all seen on there. That's my son. I cut him. But I got like 1 or 2 kids that I still cut, but they parents pay for that. Like, I can't cut kids, do units, and cut regular heads. It just don't balance out for me. You know, the price that you get for actually when you're doing hair units, that's a whole different ball game. The money is different, hair units versus regular cuts. So it's like back to the streets. What drug do you want to sell? That's the same way. What service do you want to render? Like, I prefer just doing hair units. Money different. You know, you ain't about to be dealing with a whole bunch of people. However, I got clients that's like, man, don't do me like that, basically. So they don't have no problem with paying the extra money. So I gotta make sense the way I do my pricing. Like, if I'm charging $7,500 a head, then you got units that range from pretty much 200 from some barbers to $650 a head. We got to make this make sense. You're not about to be cutting no head for $30, $40. Why would you be cutting a head for $30, $40 when you got a client over here that's gonna pay you $300 or $650 for a head? And why would I be cutting kids when I'm not about to charge nobody? I don't want to be just like, well, yeah, I got to charge you this for your kid. So if you willing to pay for your kid, you coming out like, look, I'm willing to pay. I still want you to come. I'm gonna cut the kid. However, it got to balance out for me. Like, I mean, I can't even speak for a lot of other barbers. I'm just speaking for myself in general. But there's a lot of barbers that feel this way. It just got to make sense. I'm not about to sit here and do an edge up. I'm not doing no edge ups all day. We're not about to, because the edge up is the cut pretty much to a lot of people. Everybody focus on what their edge up look like. Nobody worry about what they fade or they taper looking like. Some people are, I ain't saying nobody, but the masses are focused on the edge up. So if you focus on the edge up, you know what your booking would look like with just edge ups? Nobody wants to pay your actual price for your cut, so they're going to kill you with edge ups. $30 edge up, $20 edge up, $40 edge up. No, I'm not doing that. Either when you sit in this chair, we're going to start at a haircut price, period. So That way, you know to come get a cut. Don't come to me talking about edge up, edge up, edge up. I don't have time for that, man. You getting in the way of my clients that are willing to pay, like to get a cut, a whole cut. So it just got to make sense. It got to balance out. This is not a thing about where, well, what about these people? These people can go to people that do those things. It's people that it's new barbers out that's just waiting. Send me an edge up. I'm ready. I need that. I want that. So when it's a service that I don't render, I send people other places. Like I send them somewhere else. So I'm gonna spread the love. I can't cut everybody. And it's barbers all around the city. It's good barbers everywhere. It's barbers all out here, man. It ain't. However, everybody don't provide the same experience. Everybody don't have the same personality. Like we just everybody. That's why it's called being an individual. It's about being an individual. And people gonna complain about what they're gonna complain about. However, it's really no reason to complain about nothing because everybody wake up with a choice. You wake up with a choice and a decision to make. So when you choose your barber, you chose your barber. That's a decision that you made. When you make your decision, you cannot complain about you made that decision. Just like Sean said, he said, I just got my wig split. Somebody just tore him up. Now look, that's my brother. That's my brother. Like, look, he got in the chair. When you get in that chair, you gotta think like, I'm giving it all I got to make sure that I'm gonna get a good cut, man. That means that if you want that real cut, you know where to go.